So let's go ahead and get started. So we're gonna take out a section that resembles a V so that you can look at how much is going to be left out for the client. Remind you, you do have to take into account that once you braid it up, you will have some left out, so it will be more. So please make sure that your client is very comfortable with the amount of hair that will remain out. Make sure if you want to clean up the section, you want to take any locks that sticks out and messes up your V part, you want to take that out. This is going to be for more of a four hawk, as some people would like to consider this, where it only comes down partial to maybe right below the occipital bone in the back. And so that's going to be right before you get to the nape area. Now what I like to do is to pre-section that hair off so that I can see if I'm going to encounter any problems. So meaning if I want to make sure that those sections add up on both sides, if I need to take out some sections, if I have a little bit too much on one side, or maybe I want to redo how it actually curves. So for me, what I'm doing is angling it up at each point, going towards the V section. I'm trying to make sure that it's enough room and making sure that the plait does not get too big or bulky. Again, I'm going to look at those angles, and as you see, I took it from the ear area, still touching from the front and pulling it to the V section. I did this around the whole entire perimeter and added a rubber band so that I can secure the end once I'm finished braiding with the same rubber band. You can angle it in different styles or directions. You could do less, you could use more. So meaning you could do 3 on one side and 3 on the other side if you would like. For me, in demonstration purposes, I started off with 3 and decided to add a few more on the bottom section. To keep it neat, I like to do both sections at the same time so that I can make sure that when rubber banding, that the entry to the V is at the same point. So if it's 3 on this side, then it's 3 on the other side. For the back portion, I decided that I wanted to do a few more coming down. And for the nape area, I braided that into one entire section. Now, I remind you, you can do different sections and do different styles. But for the point of this demonstration, you see me about to section off about 2 more sections that I could fit there. And then that bottom section, I braided going up towards the V as one section. I'm about to show you now. As you see, that large section in the back is going to be one whole entire area. So I decided to braid it up towards the V and one big design as a braid. Now, remind you, if you wanted to, you could have did 3 sections if you would like. You also could have did this in 2 sections because it was a nice room to fit 2 sections back there. But I wanted to do something a little bit different for her. So I decided to do one big section. If the hair is short, at this point, you're going to continue to braid off any sections that you had section off. You're going to make sure that when you do this, you're going to decide whether you're doing under braiding, whether you're doing over braiding, or whether you're doing flat twist. I chose to do flat twist, and I apologize. I chose to do under braiding because I love the way the design comes out. And it's the same thing as over braiding, but just laying the hair down instead of pulling it over. Also, too, as well, you do see me putting on a lot of ropes or wraps of that rubber band. But that's only because I couldn't get the regular size rubber band. So those are extra large. So that's why we're only using one rubber band to secure it. Again, you're going to continue braiding the sections. And as you see, I'm going under and laying it down versus going over. And as you see too as well, I made sure that when I start off when I went to make the sections really detailed, you're going to start off with either 3, and no, I'm not even going to say either. It's only going to be 3 locks that you're going to pick up. And then you're going to add as you go along. If you're doing flat twists, then you're going to do 2. I didn't like the way that that was curving, so I chose to, pull a little bit back in that section to make the curvature a little bit more detailed and defined. We're going to be starting the next section on the other side. And on this side, it's already pre-sectioned with the same amount of sections that we did on the other side. So we're just going to continue on with the braiding or under braiding, but we're just going to do it on the opposite side. Now, I remind you, it may vary a little, but I did try to get as close to the other side as possible. Again, you could do flat twists, you can do under braids, you can do an over braid. I'm really showing you how this style can come together, how you can also organize your work, and also how to get this faux hawk type of look. It's really, really simple, and as long as you know how to do one of the 3, this style will work for you. Remind you, you're going to see a little bit of that loose end on that rubber band, and they were like extremely large. Also, make sure that you note that this client has medium to long locks. So if you would like to do larger sections, you definitely could have did larger sections. And this also would have been more of a bulky type of look, which is completely fine. And we can do some videos to actually see what that looks like. So yes, we're almost nearing an end. And I definitely want to give you a picture of the after look since we put in so much work together. So go ahead and watch me go ahead and finish up these last little small sections. And then I'll definitely come back with the picture at the end to show you how this style came along. Now, thank you for joining us with this wonderful video today. Definitely make sure that you check us out on all channels and platforms and subscribe.